Okay, Mr. XY, I'm starting with you with this question
Sir,
that tell me five most important or prominent issues. Either it will be social security or it will be national internal security issues after COVID-19 yeah pandemic.
sir, sir, five things which comes into my mind is first space warfare, second is digital issue, third is issues related to cryptocurrency, sir, fourth is urban nationalism,
Hmm.
and sir, fifth is biochemical warfare.
Okay, Mr. Dwarka, do you agree with this answer or have many points other than this?
Yes, sir. There can be many points like after the COVID situation, our economy is not very good.
Hmm.
So unemployment is rising.
Hmm.
Regarding security issue, yes, cyber crime is there that is increasing,
Hmm.
and maritime security challenges are also
Hmm.
increased after Chinese aggressive behavior.
Hmm.
And yes, weaponization of space and space warfare possibility of that have also increased.
Hmm. Okay, then Mr. Dwarka, tell me what will be some possible solutions to curb unemployment ratio in our country. Mr. Dwarka.
Sir, is it for me?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay, sir. So the major thing that the government can do is to increase the public investment, public funding that can be done. Second, to encourage the private investment in the company, in the country.
Hmm.
Third would be to increase the programs like Manrega so that the people are who are at the lower strata can get employment.
Hmm.
So these things can be done, sir.
Okay, Mr. XY, give your opinion on this question.
Sir, sir, adding to Mr. Dwarka's statements, sir, first could be upskilling of the young population
Hmm.
through various government initiatives.
Hmm.
Sir, second would be attracting foreign investment as well.
Hmm.
Sir, third would be imbibing certain
Hmm.
qualities and skills in the
Hmm.
education field
Hmm.
during college and school days,
Hmm.
which would improve the practicality of the employment. So, sir, these are the three things I would like to add more with
Okay,
Mr.
Mr.
Dwarka's statement.
Mr. XY is staying with you. The question is that give me the possible solution for illegal immigration issue in our India.
Sir, sir, illegal immigration has been one of the core issues for the national security of India. Sir, possible solutions which I can think of is first, sir, there should be more accountability and transparency in the document verification of the migrants. Sir, second would be coordination among the forces of the border area. Sir, third would be infrastructural facilities should be provided to the security forces. Sir, fourth would be uh, having proper authentication procedure in the internal part of the India, which could lead us to finding of bogus migrant card holders and etc. So, sir, these are the four things, sir, I could
Mr.
think right
Dwarka,
now.
add some points on this.
Yes, sir. Adding to some points. First would be, sir, like there should be proper cooperation among the country. Like we have illegal migration problem with mainly with Bangladesh. So at the government level, so there should be cooperation. Second thing we can do is the proper fencing of the border. That will also help in reducing the illegal border. Third thing that we can do is to increase our capability, the technical surveillance. That the CIBMS, that is Comprehensive Integrated Border Management System, aims to do that. So to increase that kind of surveillance so that we can detect these things. And obviously the increasing the capability of the BSF and other bodyguarding forces will help in detecting illegal migration.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Dwarka, define how these illegal immigrants will create internal security issues or will create any kind of danger for the society of any part of India.
Yes, sir. So these illegal immigrants are not the original people of India, so their culture is somewhat different. So they somewhat do not re-engage with the society, do not mingle with the society. So they create lot of problem. For example, sir, these illegal Rohingya in the name of Rohingya people, they are not mingling with the society, so they are involved in mostly crime-related activity that related to law and order situation and ultimately the national security issue. Second thing, sir, they eat up the employment of our people, so that ultimately will also have a impact on the societal level. So these things, I think, sir, they
Mr.
affect.
XY, kindly add some points.
Sir, sir, first would be adding the point of extremism or militancy in the minds of the people around. Sir, second would be hampering the developmental activities in that region through illegal activities. Sir, third would be since these immigrants are mostly unemployed, they could create ethical and moral issues in that area through usage of religious extremities. Sir, fourth would be hampering of our security forces through violent means, which we have witnessed in many parts of our India. So, sir, these are the four things I would like to add. Sir.
Okay, Mr. XY, tell me how Talibani ideology is accepted by our some people of India, some citizen of India, and what will be the cure for this kind of sickness?
Sir, sir, Talibani ideology is an extreme ideology which believes in violence. Sir, some of the instances which have been found in India as well, such as in states of Jammu and Kashmir, sir, where people, especially the youngsters who are unemployed, are utilized and radicalized in order to gain some political religious benefits, and they use violence against our security forces and our civilian government. So, sir, this way, Talibani ideology has been preached in some parts of India. Sir, second, coming to its solutions, sir, first would, of course, be employment. Second could be literacy among the youths. Sir, third is proper education of their own religious books. Sir, fourth would be having the development in that region in terms of infrastructure facilities. Sir, and fifth would be social security benefits. Sir.
Okay, Mr. Darka, add some points on this because you have a better background in this issue. Tell this. Mr.
Sir, the
Dwarka.
ideology of the Taliban is extremist ideology. Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. The ideology of the Taliban is extremism ideology, and they want to, earlier when they were not in power, they want to overthrow the government. So that is also the ideology. That is the ideology of many of the militant groups of Northeast, of the CPI Maoist left-wing affected area. So the ideology of Taliban is always present in our country also. Second thing I would like to say, there are some instances in our country in which we found that some section of the people of Muslim community, they demand Sharia law. So that is also similar to Taliban implementing the Sharia law. So that kind is the similarity that is between Taliban and our countries.
What is the possible solution to cure this type of sickness inside the people of India, in some parts of India like Kerala, Hyderabad, and Jammu and Kashmir, as you have told us?
Sir, there can be many solutions. The first would be obviously the counter-radicalization process and de-radicalization process. If I talk about the people of Jammu and Kashmir, they sometimes feel that they are being colonized. So in that aspect, we can give them some lower level governance in the like of district development council. We can provide them some autonomy. We can use more technology instead of more soldiers on the ground, so that they cannot feel that they are being colonized. So these things we can do, and obviously providing unemployment will impact on the larger impact on the long term. It will impact, and yes, sir, the education system, change in education system, repercussions of education systems is also always there. So these things can be done.
Okay, Mr. XY, recently we are saying that the people of India are hurting our national importance, like Mr. Mahatma Gandhi and any other freedom fighters, on the name of nationalism. which type of nationalism is growing in our India right nowadays? What is the solution on this type of issue, like Gandhi versus Godse, Savarkar versus Nehru, and comparison gives the result that Godse is better than Gandhi? Give me your opinion.
Sir, sir,
Hmm.
sir. First of all, nationalism is a term which is usually used to denote extreme patriotism
Hmm.
towards the country and having some sort of intolerance towards other section.
Hmm.
Sir, second is, uh, sir, comparison between such national leaders which have been so heroic in our independence struggle is should not be made with the contemporary leaders or the leaders of the past,
Hmm.
because sir, there were different issues which prevailed in the past and there are different issues which prevail right now. So sir, and as we all know, there have been various ideologies which have been born in India, and
Hmm.
so sir, comparison of such ideologies with the name of national leaders should
Hmm.
not be made, sir, according to me.
Hmm.
So sir, that's my opinion, sir, regarding.
Okay, Mr. Dwarka, give your opinion and give some basic solutions to protect our national importance, people of national importance, and also institutes.
So the kind of nationalism that is being followed mostly in our country in the last 4 or 5 years is the cultural nationalism,
Mhm.
that we should be proud of our ancient culture.
Mhm.
And in that sense, a sense of intolerance is also being generated
Mhm.
towards one particular community or particular ideology, like in the case of Gandhi versus Godse debate. And recently there was a person also who was arrested.
Mhm.
So obviously the ideology of Gandhi should prevail in our country.
Mhm.
And the possible solution would be to create an environment in the country
Mhm.
through the education system
Mhm.
of being a more tolerant society. So that can be done.
Okay, Mr. Dwarka, tell me the role of Intelligence Bureau in confidence building measures near international borders like Indo-Bangla border, Indo-Myanmar border, Indo-Nepal border, Indo-Pakistan border, जहाँ पर पोरस बॉर्डर्स हैं वहाँ पर हम गाँव में कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डिंग मेजर्स करते हैं, तो इंटेलिजेंस ब्यूरो का वहाँ पर एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल है. हम लोग जब जब बताते हैं कि इंटेलिजेंस ब्यूरो का जॉब रोल क्या है, तो ये वाली चीज हम छोड़ देते हैं, बच्चे बताते ही नहीं क्योंकि किताबों में नहीं लिखा है. बट आप लोग जानिए इसको इस तरह से भी, तो बताइए.
Sir, one of the work of intelligence bureau is to collect intelligence near the border area. So by collecting intelligence near the border areas, it is securing the security. It is securing the people of the border areas as well. Because sir, many times it is seen that the border areas people are involved in smuggling kind of things. They are not proper development, so they engage in this smuggling and trafficking of drugs and arms. So in this way, if the security aspect of the border areas is more strong, then obviously the people of the border area feels that they are more secure with the help of the border guarding forces like BSF and others. So obviously, if the intelligence would be very good, then the security would be very good, and this will ultimately lead to the confidence building measures of the local population.
But now coming to XY, Mr. XY, tell which type of measures should done from our security forces or from our intelligence bureau to build confidence in the citizens who are living near the international border.
Sir, sir, first would be creating awareness among the people both in indigenous country as well as the foreign country among the border. Sir, second would be creating goodwill through various governmental activities, such as celebrating the festivals or celebrating some important national activities. So second would be that. So third would be having the coordination among both the governments, both parts of the government in the respective countries in terms of civilian as well as military aspects. Sir, fourth would be, of course, which India is doing, that is exercises, different defense exercises which are been conducting between different countries. Sir, fifth would be sharing and remembering the historical, cultural, religious perspective among India and the neighboring countries. And sir, this would also have an element of emotional sentiments which would create goodwill among the citizens. So sir, and coming to intelligence bureau, sir, there should be definitely coordination among the intelligence agencies of both the country, which could lead to a more proper, comprehensive, and effective security policies for both the nations, sir. So,
Okay.
sir, these are the some of the solutions.
Okay, Mr. Dwarka, now tell me what is the exact job role of Shasastra Seema Bal and how it is very much common or related or very close to Intelligence Bureau.
Sir, the main focus or the main mandate of the Sashastra Seema Bal is to guard the border. It is a border guarding force. So it guards the Indo-Nepal border and Indo-Bangladesh border. But at the same time, the 2 battalion of
No, not
Indo-Bhutan border, yes, sir. At the same time, sir, it is also involved in anti-Naxal operations, especially in Bihar. Third thing, sir, it also 2 battalion of SSB is also in NDRF. So these things, 3 things are done by SSB. And as far as its relation to Intelligence Bureau is concerned, since it is a border guarding force, so it also helps the Intelligence Bureau in gathering intelligence regarding this border, because the Indo-Nepal border is mostly porous border, and people go from this side to that side without any visa or passport.
Okay. Mr. XY, tell me the exact things that I have asked before to Mr. Dwarka, how it is very much nearer to Intelligence Bureau. What is the history of Sashastra Seema Bal?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of it, sir. I will look into it.
Okay, so
sir, I have the same points as of Mr. Dwarka, so I won't repeat, sir.
ठीक है, मैं आप दोनों को यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा इन्फॉर्म करना चाहूंगा, थोड़ा सा हिंट देना चाहूंगा कि सशस्त्र सीमा बल CAPF के 5 हिस्सों में एक महत्वपूर्ण हिस्सा है, और ये एक इंटेलिजेंस यूनिट हुआ करती थी पहले, जो दिल्ली पुलिस के साथ कोऑर्डिनेशन करके इंटेलिजेंस गैदरिंग का काम प्योरली करती थी। बट जब सभी को बॉर्डर्स अलॉट किए गए तो इसको नेपाल भूटान का बॉर्डर दे दिया गया, तो इसको सशस्त्र सीमा बल नेपाल भूटान गार्ड के रूप में जाना जाने लगा। बट स्टिल इसका वो जो पुराना काम है वो चलता है। आप देखते होंगे नेपाल बॉर्डर के पास यासीन भटकल पकड़ा गया, छोटा राजन पकड़ा गया, जो लोग भी, अब्दुल करीम टुंडा पकड़ा, जितने भी लोग पकड़े जाते हैं, तो वहां पे SSB का बहुत महत्वपूर्ण रोल होता है। SSB नेपाल भूटान से सटे गांवों के लोगों में कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डिंग मेजर्स के ढेर सारे ऑपरेशन करते हैं, मेडिकल सुविधाएं दे करके, कैंप लगा करके, छोटे मोटे प्रोग्राम करके, जैसा कि इन्होंने मिस्टर XY ने बताया कि कल्चरल प्रोग्राम और ये सब करके, नेशनल इंपॉर्टेंस के जो डेज होते हैं उनको सेलिब्रेट करके, और मिलिट्री के जो है छोटी मोटी रैलियां निकाल करके, बच्चों को वहां भर्ती करके, तो इस तरह से उन लोगों में नेशनलिज्म की भावना जगाई जाती है, क्योंकि वो लोग इधर भी रहते हैं उधर भी रहते हैं, तो इनका लगाव उधर से गलत दिशा में ना होने पाए, इधर की तरफ अच्छा से रहे, ये लोग कैसे रहें, वफादार रहें और देश के प्रति जागरूक रहें। तो इनको छोटी मोटी ट्रेनिंग भी दी जाती है। ये लोग खुद इंटेलिजेंस असेट के रूप में काम करते हैं, ये हमारे इन्फॉर्मर्स के रूप में काम करते हैं। तो सशस्त्र सीमा बल इस चीज में सबसे एक्सपर्ट यूनिट है अपने यहाँ की, जैसा कि मुझे जानकारी है, आप लोग भी इस पर स्टडी करिएगा। ओके
जी सर, थैंक यू फॉर लेटिंग अस नो सर।
Mr. Dwarka, coming to you, I think that if one country wants to destroy our intellectual property, then India will be the worst state in the world, and the process to destroy our intellectual property is by ऑनलाइन वीडियो गेमिंग। जैसा कि आप देख पाते हैं कि आजकल के जो युवा पीढ़ी है, नए बच्चे हैं, उनका जो है 80 to 90% या फिर इससे भी ज्यादा ऑनलाइन वीडियो गेमिंग में जाता है। वो क्राइम भी कर देते हैं उसी में, अपने पापा के बैंक अकाउंट भी खाली कर देते हैं उसी में। तो अगर कोई कंट्री, चाइना या फिर कोरिया, नॉर्थ कोरिया या फिर और पाकिस्तान, ये लोग अगर प्लान करें कि इंडिया को बर्बाद किया जाए, तो हमारी जो इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी, जो हमारे बच्चे हैं, इनको बिगाड़ा जाए, तो आप इस चीज को डिफाइन करिए और बताइए कि ये कैसे हमारे नेशनल सिक्योरिटी के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा थ्रेट है। इसको अच्छे से डिफाइन करिए, फिर एक्स वाई आपसे पूछा जाएगा।
Yes, sir. This intellectual property is an asset of our country. And with the more coming of a digital age, our economy is becoming more digital. Our whole life is becoming more digital. So there are more, these are more vulnerable to cyber attack. At the same time, the children who use much of their time on video games and internet, they are prone to cyber crime as well as cyber attack. They are vulnerable. And they are mostly vulnerable from the China and.
One second. Mr. Dwarka also mentioned some video games that are very dangerous, like Blue Whale, like उन गेम्स के नाम भी आप याद करके बताइए। ब्लू व्हेल आया हुआ था एक, जिसने हमारी इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी को पूरा बर्बाद कर दिया हुआ था, है ना? तो इस पर आप फोकस करके बताइए।
Yes, sir. There were in the earlier time, Blue Whale was a game, and there are a number of games. I'm not able to recall the name. That led a boy to do some activity. Some boy also committed suicide regarding that. So in this way, sir, the foreign country is affecting our intellectuals, our future, in fact, because of
hypnotize, hacking, mind ka pura
yes,
pura hacking.
Yes, sir, they are being hypnotized. At the same time, there has been also a growing phenomenon that after some time, after the study of BTech or something, people tend to go to US. So that also is related to something this because of what being seeded into their mind in the childhood. So that also result into brain drain kind of situation that also affects our intellectual thing. So overall, this is all about, sir. And the solution could be to strengthen our cyber security apparatus.
Now come to Mr. XY. Tell me, all thing you have remembering right now about this intellectual property will be a very threat. अगर हमारी intellectual property को कोई बर्बाद करता है, तो ये बहुत बड़ा threat होगा। इसको आप बताइए।
Sir. So starting with the report of International Telecommunication Union, which released a report called as Cyber Security Index, in which India ranked 10th, and it also gave some of the facts which stated that online gaming on basis of lottery, gambling, and other aspects have been affecting mostly the young age population of the country. Sir, coming to the specific point which you have mentioned about the games which have been used by various countries in order to brainwash the young people, and it can be utilized by these countries for their own political, religious, as well as economic benefits. Sir, and there were some instances where even the basic intellect of a child have been eroded, which ultimately led to suicide cases. For example, sir, Blue Whale, games of Blue Whale, Pokemon, sir, even up to certain extent, the PUBG have been reported to be very addictive in nature. So, sir, the direct implications is found in personal as well as professional life of the students. Personal, they are getting secluded from the parents, which ultimately leads to depression and cases such as suicide. In professional, sir, they are not able to gain proper skills which they need to have during their school times. They are not able to get into social life, and sir, health issues are also reported because of lack of physical activities. And sir, coming to some of its solutions, sir, first is definitely digital literacy needs to be promoted in India. Sir, second is inculcating of some of the digital education in the curriculum of the students. Sir, third is awareing not only the teachers but also the parents of the children, which could lead to better understanding by the family.
Okay. Mr. Dwarka, recently our Honorable NSA has given a statement related to our civil society. I want you should give 5 points against this statement.
Yes, sir. The Honorable NSA Sri Ajit Jawal has said that our civil society has become a new warfare strategy of other country to wage a war to divide our society. So yes, sir. But at the same time, we can say that our civil society is our biggest strength as well, because civil society are those group of people who have their opinion on every aspect which affect them. It makes our democracy. First thing, it makes our democracy a more participative in nature. Second, it also reduces the chance of more authoritative regime. So that is its benefit. Third is it also diversify the views. It also have the dissent in it. It can oppose the government. So these things of civil society make civil society a very vibrant place in our democracy. But at the same time, the views of Ajit Doval is also there, because we have seen in recent cases in the farm protest, in the CA&RC protest, these protests sometimes reported that were being funded by some inimical forces of our country from other country.
Yes.
So his views is also quite right, sir.
So, Mr. XY, give your opinion.
Sir, agreeing and adding to Mr. Dwarka's statements. Sir, first is, sir, for a vibrant democracy, it's very important to have an active civil society. Sir, second is, it also protects the authoritarian rule of the government from forming. Sir, third is, sir, some of the marginalized section through their pressure groups and other mediums, they can give out their opinions and their demands towards the government. Sir, fourth is, sir, denying the fact that civil society is the new norm. Sir, there are other aspects as well, such as cyber warfare, space warfare, etc., which are prevailing nowadays. Sir, and fifth, last but not the least, sir, civil society is very much important in order to have a say in the democracy.
Okay. Mr. Dwarka, tell me how pressure groups is a big threat to our national integration and security, and give some examples of pressure groups.
Yes, sir. Like every coin has two sides. There are some disadvantages of also pressure groups also. The examples I can give is the issue of recently Char Dham project, in which the pressure group reached the Supreme Court to stop the project of Char Dham regarding environmental consequences. But the Supreme Court fortunately gave the decision in favor of the army to construct the road. So that was the first example. Second would be many pressure groups like that of Sardar Sarovar Andolan that happened by Medha Patekar. That also led to many stopping of many development activity. So yes, sir, these pressure groups also sometimes get funded by outside the state. So they sometimes involve in stopping the development of our country. And many a times in the left-wing affected areas, it is reported that it is the pressure groups which is stopping the mining activity and the development activity in the forested area. So obviously, sir, they have impact on our national security.
Okay, Mr. XY, give some examples of pressure groups.
Sir, there are various pressure groups, such as one Pratham NGO, which is run for education. Sir, second is Shetkari Sangatna in various states. Sir, third is All India Transgender Council. Sir, for women, sir, I think I'm not sure, but Darpan is an NGO which gives initiative for women's empowerment, sir.
But Mr. Dwarka, tell me the exact answer of my question. Tell me the example of pressure groups. Which type of groups are known as pressure groups?
The pressure groups are those groups which have the potential to oppose the government decision. Like for example, NGO, sir. If any NGO feels that any project that is happening in any particular area that should not happen.
Just tell the name of pressure groups that are identified as pressure groups.
Sir, first would be NGO. Second would be our political party. Third would be trade union. And fourth would be, sir, any group, even the small group of 10% who is opposing the government. So any union or any association of any particular like trade union, or we can say the union of truck driver, union of auto driver, they are also pressure groups which have the potential to change the decision or to oppose the government.
Bank union, Kisan union, Mazdoor union, Chhatra union, Chhatra Sangh, Rail union और ढेर सारे जैसे छोटे मोटे काम धंधे वाले लोग हैं उनका यूनियन, आपका उद्योग व्यापार मंडल का यूनियन, जितना भी सामूहिक रूप से बन सकता है वो ठीक है। तो नाउ मैं आज का सेशन यहीं पे समाप्त करना चाहूंगा, और मैं चाहूंगा कि इस सेशन को एक विक्ट्री साइन के साथ समाप्त किया जाए आप दोनों लोगों की तरफ से। ओके, ऑल द
It was
बेस्ट
a
फॉर
great
यू।
session, sir.
या मिस्टर एक्स
Thank
वाई,
you.
या
Thank you, sir.